Hello there, folks, and welcome to the stream. My name is Mike D'Angelo, aka That Tellest Guy, and I am here with my lovely co-host, Rihanna.
Hello.
It's been a little while since we've done one of these. I think since probably around, May or June.
Right around our last event, I think.
Right, yeah. We have a situation in our house where it gets really hot in our recording studio, so we don't typically do too much crazy stuff
During the summer.
during the summer. I did spin up another project that we'll talk about during the show closing that I was able to kind of use the office for that instead, but it's only tangentially attached to the Tellest brand. But what we're going to talk about tonight is our latest and upcoming events. It's been a while, so we will talk about how Doylestown Renaissance Fair, the Bucks County Renaissance Fair went, and what's coming up in the next couple of weeks for us. So, Rihanna, would you like to do the honors and kick us off for this event?
Sure. It's been I'm out of practice. But what you see here on the screen is our tent setup. So if you're ever in the area, look for the blue and green little tent.
Yep.
We've got Tellest and Weird Witch Wand signs. We tried to work on our signage this year as well because people don't know what the name of our booth is.
Yep, and I don't know if you can see the signage up here. There's a Weird Witch Wand sign here and a Tellest sign above. I think, is there more?
There should be another picture of it.
But obviously we have the tablecloths that have our logos and stuff as well.
We have the Tellest side has the books, the Weird Witch Wand side has the wands, and then the spaces
unlabeled
in between
side
are for miscellaneous items.
Yep. This is Rihanna's, her mimic chests. These are my maps and stuff like that.
And we lucked out, I think, for the third or fourth time, basically, with where we were set up, where we have two open sides.
Right.
Like, we don't have to, we're not in between two other vendors, so that we only have one. So we try to do, like, when possible, the Z formation.
Yep.
To allow people
Z or an S.
Yeah, to allow people to go through the booth a little bit easier.
Yep. Let's see if it'll let me. There you go.
Those are our mimic chests. At the last event that we were at, they pretty much sold out. This one they didn't sell as much, which I was a little bit surprised by because I did specialize a lot of them.
Yeah, you can see that in this this image, like each of these things has a very unique look to them compared to the last set, which was just, they were mostly the same kind of concept, but just different colors and things like that. But this one, you've got like clockwork, you've got sea creature, you've got TARDIS boxes, you've got gelatinous cubes, like a little bit of everything. But I don't think that speaks to, the quality of the boxes or anything. I think it just is, you can never really, you can't really understand what you're going to be getting when you deal with one of these events, because sometimes a book set will pop off and you'll have more books that sell than anything else. Sometimes the maps go crazy. Like we sold one map this entire event. This whole side of the tent didn't really do too hot, but the books and the wands.
And maybe that was part of it. Maybe it was the positioning of like where we had it. So that's a learning experience. Maybe we'll start switching things around just to switch them around.
Yep. Now we do have two other upcoming events. One event, 2 weekends over the next couple of weeks, and I think next year we've talked about expanding even further and trying to get extra space, because thus far everything that we've done so far, this is a 10 by 10 space. We have a pretty gargantuan amount of stuff that we can sell, and you've talked about like bringing old paintings and stuff to sell. Like there's a lot that we can do, and I think that with a 10 by 20 space we'll be able to kind of play with that a little bit more. We also got some stuff that we can use in the 10 by 20 space a little bit more effectively. Like we have that trio of whatever, that we can hang the maps and the mouse pads from and everything. Jennifer Olsen 14 says, "Yo, what's up?
What's up? Huzzah!"
So this is some of the other stuff that you had that was new this year compared to, well, also this year, but earlier.
Right, and these actually sold fairly well. So I made these little mandrake magnets. So they're all handmade and hand painted. They're little clay creatures with a magnet behind them, and then in the top I put artificial flowers, and I glue them in there so that they ain't going anywhere. But they sold out entirely. I did not bring any of those home at all.
Nope. You started making more though.
I did start making more, and I'm gonna do other themed ones as well, like with fall leaves and some Christmas themed ones, since our next events are gonna be, right before Halloween and right after, or in the start of November.
Mm-hmm. We have another Yo What's Up from I'm Erika. I'm Erica. That's what I'm guessing. But I could be wrong. So I apologize if I am. You also have a little lower than the Mandrake magnets. You've got your
little spell jars I put together. They all have the ingredients listed when I give them to you. I have a little scroll that has it.
Yeah, and the big difference between this and like the potions that you usually find is this is all dry ingredients.
Yeah, it's all dry ingredients. It's like I'm a kitchen witch. If I was gonna be any kind of witch, it's just green witchery. So a lot of it is just dried flowers, dried herbs, stones that have the same meaning as the other items. So like blue apatite is a stone of wisdom. Sage is also an herb of wisdom, so I combine those together along with the other ingredients, and then I put cute little charms on them.
Yep, it was very cute. I think you sold quite a few of those as well.
Yep, sold a few of them. I also made these little keychains, little ghost keychains with Uberlite, which is a UV reactive, like naturally fluorescent stone. And the ghosts I made with glow-in-the-dark clay. So it's freaking adorable when you look into your purse and it's all dark and you see a little glowing ghost.
Right. Yeah, it was a good way to say like, hey, this is a wonderful way to find your keys.
Right, and they sold really well. I only brought home a couple of them, but they're like not everyone can afford a big wand. Like the wands are our premium product. They're anywhere from on the very low end $30, on the high end like $150. So that's having a little $7 to $10 item to be able to sell is nice.
Yeah.
But it's all handmade. I don't do anything mass produced. Nothing has molds. And then we also have mini wands that I made. They're basically little ornaments, spells on the go for the people who want to
Spell on the go.
On the go. They're just little. They're little wands. Wanted a better price point. You can see our sign in the background, the Tellest and Weird Witch Wands stuff, and then us being all cute.
Yeah, we have a pretty good time when we go to these things. I think we've come a long way from the exhaustion that plagues us at these live events. We've talked about this story before, but like the very first Comic-Con that we ever did as vendors, where we were so tired that we didn't even talk to each other afterwards.
I actually don't get as exhausted at Renaissance fairs as I do at Comic-Con. I think
Comic-Con's a little bit more claustrophobic.
It's stifling, I think,
yeah.
because you're indoors, you're kind of trapped behind your desk the entire time, and there's a lot of people, like, just
you're always surrounded.
Yeah, you're
right?
always surrounded.
Like, the tent means that, like, all right, like, I've got the back of the tent behind me, and, like, I don't know, like, it's... Logistically, it makes the same amount of sense, but like there's something that feels a little bit more free.
It feels more open, and I think the fact that like you're not looking across a crowded aisle, you're looking at people kind of parading past in in an open field. It just makes you feel. It has a totally different vibe because we've said before we're very much introverted, and I think that there's the joy in introverts gathering outside because it's not as claustrophobic like you said.
I will say I do think it'll be interesting to see how much our experience changes when we get a booth at the indoor events and stuff like that, because it will be a little bit different the way that we're positioned and everything. So it'll be fun. We've got plans for that. I think for right now the only indoor event that we have planned for next year is Lehigh Valley Comic Con, because we already committed to two days on that weekend. We did not rebook for Fan Expo because at the time we weren't sure what our vacations were going to be like next year. If something swings crazy towards us having a little bit of extra money, I wouldn't mind trying for a booth there, but it's not right now. It's not definitively in the cards. events.
And we're really trying to get the Columbus, New Jersey Renaissance Fair, and that would probably overlap with
Right.
Fan Expo. It has for the past few years.
Right.
Me again.
So why don't you tell everybody about your costumage and what you're doing this year?
Yes, so I started doing Weird Witch hats will be a product that we'll be adding to our rotation. I made that little hat. It's just, you buy the regular, wool ones off of Amazon or Temu or any of the places where you can buy them in bulk. And then those artificial flowers I put together and sewed on with embroidery thread so that it's kind of seamless. It's not going to go anywhere. I've been needle felting as well, and just making like really interesting custom hats for people.
Now, this has been something that you've done mostly for yourself, but over the past, since we got home from this last event, Bucks County, you ended up putting together some more hats that you're going to be putting on display for yourself, or is it going to be for sale?
No, they're for sale.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Very
they're
nice.
all for sale.
Jennifer says that she followed us on X and she would really appreciate a follow back. So we'll make sure that we do that after the after our show tonight.
Absolutely. That's the front view of the Weird Witch Wands display. I like our booth. I think it looks cute and inviting. One of the things that we're gonna work on is like height.
Yeah.
Like adding height to everything.
I will say that a couple of people throughout the event said that like ours was the best tent. I think one of the things that when you say height, you're talking about like the way of like showing off the product.
Right.
But we also have a problem where our tent kind of sits low, and we need to figure that out as well.
Yeah. Well, we also how we have the little starry fabric draped there. What I'd like to do is double the amount of fabric that we have, hang it from the top of the tent so that it looks like a starry sky when you walk in instead of having all that silver. And I want to hang those battery-operated candles like Harry Potter
The fairy lights and stuff.
I think that's going to look so cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited about that. But we do like the custom tablecloths and the like behind there is artificial flowers with fairy lights mixed in, so it kind of glows.
So
it really makes it pop.
Let's talk about your wands a little bit, because this has been... I think you had more wands for this event than any event thus far.
Yeah, it was definitely a big inventory, and I'm adding to it. I've got like 30 wands in the process right now. We've noticed that certain wands sell out very quickly, so we've made it sort of an understanding that I'm going to have specific wands that I bring to every event. So, for example, the Harry Potter house wands sell very quickly. Any TARDIS or like Doctor Who themed wands sell very quickly. Our first sale at this event made me so happy. I made an Eagles themed wand, and apparently somebody was talking about it outside of our tent. And one
not
guy,
even outside of our tent,
like in the front of the place.
Yeah, we're talking like 2,000 feet away, if not more. They were like, hey, there was this tent that had this like awesome Eagles wand, and I guess someone who had previously been in our tent knew exactly what they were talking about, and he booked it back to our tent.
Back, and to paint a picture, this person had an Eagles cape and an Eagles medieval hat, and he just ran in, got the wand, didn't want a box or anything. He was like, nope, and he set off on his adventure.
Yeah, and it sold in probably like 15 minutes.
Yeah,
like
it was very quick.
The very beginning of the event, and like you always like wonder like how long is it going to take to make my first sale and everything.
Right.
So that really set the tone for how that event was going to go.
Yep. I'll also say the other most popular wand at the event was I did the Derpy Tiger and Sussy from K-pop Demon Hunters.
I can't tell. Is it here at this point, or was this?
No, I think it was sold already at this point.
Yep.
But that one, like all the kids, every single one of the kids was like, "Mom, get it for me," and the ones are like, "Oh, it's over $100. We're not doing that."
I think you should make another one of those, even if it doesn't sell.
Yeah.
Like, because again, it is like a premium item,
and
but
it's an eye catcher, and
there's at least one other one that I can see that sold here too, right? Because this guy sold.
Yeah, that one's been with us for a while. That was one of my like original attempt at like making a really intricate wand, and
By the
like
way, so everyone knows, I'm pointing at our fairy hut wand.
yeah, that one sold to like so a lot of the parents of kids ranging from like really young to like teenagers and maybe a little bit older will tell them like you can only get one item, or are you sure that's your one item, and then the kid will like walk away, and whenever they come back to our tent it makes me so happy because it means like they were really considering what they wanted. They went to every other booth and decided they wanted to come back to ours, and that just fills me with joy because I'm like, okay, they wanted something, you know, handcrafted. They wanted something that's completely original. It's one of a kind. Just, it's nice to be appreciated.
And I feel like the way that a child reacts to your stuff is a little bit more magical because like they still have that imagination and that, you know.
And also there's no pretense. Like I never feel like a kid is being performative because they'll tell you exactly what they're thinking.
Right.
One of the kids was like, I guess to their dad or grandpa or something, was like, are you gonna be here talking all day? It's just really funny.
If I'm not mistaken, was that the same guy who ended up getting the order from me? Yeah,
it was so funny. I love the honesty.
Yeah, he was talking to us because he realized that I was the author for the books, and then decided that he wanted to talk about all the stuff that he had written, and he connected with me after the show, and we ended up promoting his book this past week. So it was kind of fun the way it all came together.
It's true, but the kid made me crack.
Oh yeah,
because obviously he was talking to other people. It's just
real quick, we are going to go to our sponsor in like a minute and a half, but there is one other thing on this table that didn't sell, but I still think it was really cool. You did like a lot of these like receptacles.
We have a close up on one of the other slides.
Where? Let me jump forward.
Oh, jeez.
Do I have one?
Spoilers. No, apparently not.
No, I don't think we do. So we're going to have to talk about it there.
Well, I feel like I guess I joined.
Well, you talk about it and I'll look at my phone in the meantime and I'll see if you are a liar.
What? So it should be the one with like the wands. Just the wands on the table. So I've been making sculptures, or trying my hand at sculptures that are crystal holders. Well, then I'm a liar.
Yep, liar.
And I make them with cosclay, so it's the flexible polymer rubber hybrid.
Same thing that you used to make the...
Right, so you can remove the crystals in them, but still have like a fixed stand to put them on. They're really neat. I did like a mystical hand with like jewelry and stuff holding like a prismatic crystal, an opalite in like a dragon claw, and then a titanium coated crystal quartz in a like a tentacle thing.
That's this one, right?
Yeah,
that was really cool. I mean, they're all awesome, and I do know that some people were looking at these, and I think it's another same problem as the wands. They're high ticket items.
Yeah,
so.
And I think that the other thing is like something like that might sell better at a craft fair because I am gonna get like more often than not it's gonna be like a wand wielding person at a Renaissance fair.
Right.
But yeah, I mean it's something nice. I like being able to challenge myself and try new things.
All right, we are going to real quick head over to our sponsor. We just have the one sponsor today. It's going to be an actual reading for it because I didn't have time to put together the audio. So let's go over there. And now, a word from our sponsors. Testing, 1, 2, 3. There we go. All right. As we said at the top of the show, it's been a little bit since we've done this. We're still trying to get everything back to good working order. So we're going to be looking at Jean Grandolilli and Shayna Rothberg's Princess Death, Tale of a Cursed Princess. Dive deep into the Five Kingdoms, where castle walls hide dark whispers and a princess battles a terrible curse. Princess Death, Tale of a Cursed Princess is a modern fairy tale with teeth. Authors Jean Grandolilli and Shayna Rothberg bring you a story full of royalty, romance, and peril. weaving together the sweetness of classic storybooks with bold, darker twists. You'll follow Princess Indigo, her silver wolf companion Nyx, and a mysterious prince in disguise as they face mythic beasts, cunning wizards, and the shadows of fate itself. If you love fantasy that's both enchanting and daring, this one's for you. Check out our promo for Princess Death, Tale of a Cursed Princess, on the Tellest website today. And there we go. Maybe. Verifying the sound finishes, comes off, does.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, we good.
We good.
We'll be back in good working order next week.
So these are our companions. We have both of these little critters I made. We have Mort, who is a steampunk rat mouse. It's literally a Halloween rat, like that I just colored and I put cogs on and just designed him to be a little steampunk critter. And then
you are overstepping. You are finishing too quickly. There's something very important that you failed to mention about Mort.
I see. He's magnetic and he attaches to Michael's shoulder.
He hangs out on my shoulder. He's a some might call him a fixture at these events.
It's true.
And then you can talk about
Bartholomew. So that is a little critter that I needle felted. It's actually a winged squirrel that will be in one of my Tellest stories.
Novella.
That is, yeah, my Tellest novellist that is upcoming.
part of the Tellest umbrellist.
Part of the Tellest umbrellist.
Part
of the...
Part.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Anyway, it's cute. I got some compliments on him. I just put a little ribbon around him as a harness, and I got irritated with him on my shoulder because it was itchy. It's wool. It's wool, and it was hot, and I didn't like it, so I hung him from my waist.
Oh, God.
Kind of flying around.
He's a winged squirrel, but he's called a...
Squirrel. That's us being cute.
Just us being happy. Same place. No companions. This is us showing our age.
What do you mean?
Look at how old that Michael looks.
No. Yeah. No.
Still good looking though.
Still good looking. You zoom in on that. Look how cute that is. What a cute man.
And see, he magnetizes.
He does magnetize. And that was a dragon sculpture that they had there, so I thought it would be fun to do that. His whole look, by the way, is like a tinkerer,
Yep, it's
persona.
It's based on a character from the book series, Maximus Xanders. So we just we embraced it as we were getting into like the Tellest Foundry stuff that we were doing for the maps and stuff, which is also going to be coming back this week. It felt like a cool character to kind of embody for these kind of events. I'm not hugely into dressing up super medieval, but I liked how this kind of bridged the gap and did.
Yeah. Oh, we should have showed off our fan. The steampunk.
Yeah.
We steampunkified a.
Well, and we can always talk about it.
Fan.
We can always talk about that in a future thing because we're going to be talking about this again in 4 or 5 weeks. And why don't we talk about why that is?
What?
The 4 or 5 weeks. What are we doing?
Oh, we're going to Ren Faire. So we'll be at the Delaware Renaissance Fair for the last week in October.
Last week in October and first week in November. We're still trying to see if we can get the third week.
Yeah, it seems silly that we would have 2 weeks and then have to tear down for someone else is going to come for one day.
Yeah, 2 days, 2 days.
2 more days.
So, I mean, we're definitely trying to see if we can still pull that off. That's supposed to be like the biggest event that they have.
It's a hike for us, which is going to be a little bit of a struggle, but
but
I'm okay with
it's
it.
no more of a hike than PhilCon was or Lehigh Valley, because Lehigh Valley is an hour and a half away, and that's what this is as well. The only thing is we've grown since then, right? Like at Lehigh, we've both times so far we've brought a U-Haul. The one time was not so bad. The second time, it was in the middle of all the snow and everything, and it was a struggle getting everything in the ag hall.
The thing was leaking. It was a whole mess.
It was disastrous.
Yeah.
So we are trying to figure out like how to make the most out of our trip this upcoming event.
Right. And we have to so we have a lot of stuff to bring there, and then also we are able to leave the tent up over, the time, and I'm sure like the event has security and everything, but I don't want to leave all our inventory out in the elements.
Nah,
So
we're most likely going to take all of your stuff. We'll
then
probably
maybe
leave the books in the boxes and
put
stuff
the
like
books in the
that.
boxes on top of the table or something, just to give it some extra stuff.
And I would imagine maybe we bring the maps home and stuff like that too. But
stuff that we don't want to get like dewy in the mornings.
Right. So yeah, it'll be fun. We do have 2 other feelers out right now. We've got a request through to Celtic Festival at Columbus, which is we're trying to see if that could be like the door to get into the Columbus event, because the Columbus event is 5 weeks. I don't think that we're going to hear back from them. It's been a struggle to hear back from them anyway for the main event, so this one I think is going to be tough too. But we'll go as attendees, and we'll see if maybe we can run into anybody who's there who could help us identify steps we need to take to nail this down. And then, as we said, the 3rd week for De La Faire, and then I think, what is it, the week after that is Charmander
or something.
Charmander, which is a Viking festival that the woman who runs it actually reached out to us at Bucks County Renaissance Fair and said, hey, like, I don't have a wand seller, I'd like you to apply.
And I put through for the website, and I emailed her, and I haven't heard back yet. So.
And I mean, she's probably busy. Hopefully we hear back from her. One place that we did hear back from was actually the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair, which you imagine is even busier.
Yeah, and they politely said no thank you. Literally, that was the subject. No thank you. but they encouraged us to apply for the next year's season in December, so at least we have like a little bit of direction, and I appreciated that. Right,
which again with like Columbus, we haven't heard anything. Well, actually, we pushed until I'm pretty sure we annoyed them enough.
We're probably annoying.
Right.
That's okay though. We can be annoying.
So it's nice to hear no but do this. So.
Right.
So that's it for this year's events. Like I said, next year we're not doing Fan Expo as of yet. We're not doing PAX Unplugged this year. We
might look into some local kind of fairs, like craft fairs and little events.
Right. I did a work-related event yesterday in our area that the tables are like $40. We saw a lot of other people who were doing like crafty stuff. Most of them were like crochet and stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of crochet, some like plants, some what do you call it, like windmobiles.
What
do you call them? I don't know.
Mobiles? Pinwheels?
They were cans. Somebody made cans that looked like airplanes that were like wind conductor. I'm gonna
propellers?
stop. I'm gonna stop. I don't know what they're called.
My wife, she not smart.
Kinetic wind
sculpture
accessory.
I
don't know the word. I'm racking my brain, man.
And we know that there's my buddy tells me all the time about like a middle school craft fair that we went to when we were kids, and that I think his kids are going to. So he recommended that we check those out.
And
as
something like that would be like. In theory, it's going to be local with a low cost, and like, why not? Why not just make like a bigger footprint,
right,
in our area?
Do you want to hit on anything else before we get to our show closing page? Oh, hitting on me.
I hit on him.
How's it going?
How you doing? I will just say that I absolutely love doing Renaissance fairs, and I love doing them with you. It's a lot of fun.
I love you too. You're cute.
Yeah,
I know. I'm cute.
And we had really good weather. That's the best thing that you can hope for. We had it was sunny, but it was like there was a breeze, and there was not a cloud in the sky. It was freaking there's a cloud right there, so it's making a liar out of me. But it was beautiful.
And is that a cloud behind the tree too?
Yeah, probably.
Or is that just cotton on the tree?
I'm pretty sure it's a cloud.
We did really well here. The last event that we did with this group was not so great because that was back in May. Do you remember all the flooding and the wind?
Right. The weather was not good. I was like, what do you mean?
The event was fantastic.
Great?
I had a lovely time.
The event was great, but the weather did not cooperate at the start, and we were holding on to that tent for dear life, so that it didn't
I don't think that it would have, but like we're so number one, we're so new to this that like we don't really know, and number two, the people at Fair last year had an awful time because
Right.
in the middle of the event, like tornado force winds came through,
Right.
and like people ended up going to check out their tents the next weekend and they were gone, like
Yeah.
all their stuff.
I've been to, like, I mean, we're, relatively new within the last few years of Renaissance Fair vending, but I've been to the folk festival enough times to know that like tents do go flying, and you'd think like because of the metal around them and the stakes, it would be enough to hold them down. Nuh-uh. When that wind gets up under it, like it will go soaring through the air, and the crash landing is catastrophic for anything that's like underneath it because
Yep.
it's javelins. It
Yep.
is flying javelins.
Yep. Now you will see like in our picture, like we do have like weights that we put against the stakes and everything like that,
Right.
so nothing should move. And once we get to the 10 by 20 tent, we probably will go even harder with that. Like
Yeah.
we'll add some extra weight to it to make sure that it comes down and everything.
I also got better tent stakes for us. They're like screws.
Yeah,
that'll go
corkscrew
into the,
style.
Yeah, so that'll go in the ground and be a little bit like more resistant to lifting than like the straight metal spikes.
No.
And I've been looking up like weatherproofing tips for events like these. There's not a lot you can do if the ground floods if you have like an open
Right.
vendor tent like
Right.
this, but
The nice thing is that we do have the two different carpets. We have the carpet that we keep in back, and then if we really need one, we can lay one out in front too.
Right.
It's like a faux grass that we can
Fogwa.
Let's head to the show closing page. It's been a while since we've done this. So, folks, yes.
I forgot we should show the vendor page.
Um,
We can do it next time.
we'll do that next time. That'll be the whole thing that we do next
All right.
time is going
Yeah.
over
That's a good idea.
our new display.
It's our next topic.
There we go. So, folks, on the screen right now, you should see all the places that you can find Tellest content out there on the internet, plus some of our little side stuff, too. It's been a while, so bear with me as I refresh myself with this stuff. Tellest.com is a great first place for you to go, and that will lead you to our vendor page as well. But we'll talk about that next time. There's a couple of places that you can go to find like map-related content for us. We haven't done much with the maps lately, but that's just because we put that on hiatus because of the heat as well. But we've got places where you can go to get everything on a monthly basis. You get access to 200 plus maps. That's patreon.com/Tellest. If you're looking for physical versions of the maps, you can find them at tellest.etsy.com, along with the autographed books, Rihanna's handcrafted magic wands. Are you going to be putting your mimic chests on there too?
Mm-hmm.
So all of the goodies that we do, you'll see on there as well. If you want a a la carte style digital version of our maps, you can go to battlemapfantasy.com. That will bring you to our drive-through RPG page. We've got 2 TikTok channels for you to check out. TikTok.com/@TalesOfTellest is a great place to see our pooches. I think during the hiatus we had Luna has eclipsed her previous record, and she's got a 12 million view video now, so definitely check that out. If you want to see Rihanna's wands on TikTok, you can find them at tiktok.com/@WeirdWitchWands. There are 3 video channels for you to check out now. Obviously, we're on twitch.tv/ThatTellestGuy now, where you can check us out live. YouTube.com/@WorldOfTellest is where you're going to be able to find all of the videos that we do that are Tellest related. And one of the projects that I did over the summer that's just starting to kind of come into fruition now is a long time ago, before I even met Rihanna, I was working on like video game reviews and stuff like that. I started to work on top 10 content because I was doing audio for another client, and we started to make retro gaming top 10 content, which you can see at youtube.com/@that'sentertainmentgames. And we're growing that in some pretty interesting ways over the next several months. We've got everything scheduled through the end of the year, so definitely pop over there if you're into like old Nintendo games, and if you're into something that's a little newer, wait for just past the new year, because we're going to be bringing some Super Nintendo games into the mix as well. That's going to wrap us up for today, but thank you for joining us for our triumphant return. We will see you next week with more content, but until then,
We miss you.